Okay, guys, going to do a recap for today's Trade Lab session. For those of you that joined today, I know you guys have some smiles on your faces because you had plenty of trades to choose from to join me on some of these trades. So let's take a look and see what we had today. We had, for the most part, a mixed sentiment with the S&P. I'm going to actually start with the S&P. The S&P from the beginning of the day, 940, right here at my crosshair, was running, and it ran right up to the first level of resistance. So if you haven't watched the videos yet on the basics, you've got to do that, because the basics is going to talk about what all these levels and zones mean. It's a very core part of our trading here at Rios Quant. So you got to learn that stuff. It's about 15 minutes worth of video. Watch it. It's called the basics. You got it when you signed up. And then basically, we're watching the S&P going up, and obviously it's failed. Well, what you needed to know was what the notes were doing. The notes started running up into the bull territory. The notes were down here in the neutral trade zone. So I was watching the stocks, trying to look for some trades, but the sentiment wasn't quite right. And then everything started to flip. Now, the Nasdaq has been the weakest of the three stock indices all day. The Dow has been the leader amongst the pack, and the S&P started to break down. The Dow followed, and of course the Nasdaq was the first one to go into the bear territory. That's right. Look at the location. So S&P breaking down, the Nasdaq starts to break down, and the Nasdaq gave me a signal for our turbo scalp methodology, which happened right here inside of the neutral trade zone, right there in the neutral. So what I did is I sold the next one, a few ticks lower, and I actually split my position in half. I entered half the positions there and another half a little bit lower. You can actually see the number of units I traded. And guys, this is a micro. This is a micro contract. So trading micros is great because I can trade multiples, right? So you can see the qualifying bar there, followed by the entry. And I split it. I did 5. I added another 5 when we closed below into the bear territory. Right into the bear territory. We then broke the low of the day, and we're off to the races. And I had my first target right near the halfway spot. I kept it right up above that halfway spot. And truth be told, I was watching the S&P the entire time that I was short this market, and I was watching my performance, so my net results, the open trade equity. This morning, in about 30 minutes, daily goal is to get $500 a day here out of the lab. And we were at $391 with the trade activity in about 35 minutes today. And in the next half hour, I was able to actually double my money with this trade. So the end results today with the Nasdaq, we had a few others, as you can see. We had a Dow trade. Actually, had a few of them. My first one out of the gate was a retracement that lost. Next one I went in, actually made money. That was this one down here. Trade of the day I thought was going to be the gold, but the Nasdaq just stole the thunder. Let me show you guys the gold trade, because that was with a different strategy. Actually, the same strategy, but it was a trend following trade. This was a neutral trade zone trade. But let me show you a move that gold had today. It's over here in the background. This is a turbo scalp trade that took place earlier at the bottom of the first bear zone. Remember that green line up at the top there? That's the bear. The green line up above it is the bull. That white line is the high of the day. That white line there is the low of the day. And then you got first levels of support. So selling low in a zone with the qualification that took place at 940, selling, getting filled rather a few ticks lower. I entered at the bottom of bear zone 1. But guys, this was one of our biggest lagging markets today. I had the RQ Tech that can help me identify that this is one of our biggest laggards. It's actually right now below Bitcoin and natural gas, which are the biggest laggards, right across the board. Sold into this market, again, trading micros, MGC. Rather than trading a full lot, was able to trade multiple micros. That's called leverage. And I traded 10 of them. So rather than trading a full, I traded 10 micros, took my target one off at the next level, the first level, I should say, after we entered the neutral trade zone. Then 50% of the way down into the second bear zone, target 2. So I started to scale out, scaled out of 5, scaled out of 3, and then took the last 2 off at the very bottom. Now, I actually did one micro down here, tried to actually buy it back off the bottom. We had an oboe signal, a retracement signal down here. You can see I tried to buy it and take it back up, and that failed. And truth be told, I'm still interested in trying to find another opportunity. If we have another one of these green dots here, that's a sign of a retracement. And it did. It retraced back up to the SMA. But look at the sell-off as it continues here on gold. Will we have another oboe signal? Will we have some more turbo scalp trades? Well, we only got 12 minutes left in this session. The answer to all these questions is yes, but it's not going to happen today. We're done for today. We've met our goal. We've achieved, and we're flying high. Thanks for being with. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. You guys want to get a 2-week trial, actually a 5-day pass now, a 5-day pass, head over to the tradingroom.com, sign up for that pass. It's free. And hang out with me tomorrow morning as we close up this week. I'll show performance for the week, for the month, and the year all tomorrow morning. Take care, guys.